possessions. Was that kind of what undid you guys in the second half?
Yeah, Andy, first of all, I have no issue with our guys' effort. And, we were right there a couple of times, and as I said before, our margin of error is none, so we had a couple breakdowns on a defensive error or offensively those turnovers. And like I said, the turnovers kill you. And it's the live ball turnovers that turn into, as I call them, jailbreaks. I mean, they just go. I'd rather us have a shot clock violation or a charge so that we can get your defense set. It's those passes where we're not valuing it and then you just take it and score. And that happened us versus Tulane. They had 22 points off of our turnovers, and today 24 points. And I tell you what, we missed a lot of short shots. And I told our guys, hope is a bad strategy. Like, we just can't go in there and hope that the ball is going to go in. We got to go in there and aggressively attack with the mentality to rack it, to score it, suck the defense in, and then kick. I'm always talking about playing to the weak side and skipping it, but we didn't get enough to the free throw line. Part of it is we got to be able to score around the hoop there. I mean, that's just part of who we are. If we're not able to score in that paint, that makes it hard for us. And we had a lot of short shots that we missed.
Quinn Stevens came out on a tear, 13 first-half points, didn't get any in the second half. Was Penn State trying to take him out of your offense? Did you see them shade their defense to try to deny him more?
Yeah, he had a couple of those threes early, but again, he had another double-double. Him and Ben Lammers both had double-doubles. We didn't get an efficient game from, and I told this to Josh O, that, he tried to come out and force the action, trying to get 38 points again, and I said, versus Tulane, you let it come to you. We never ran a play for you. It just happened. And when you were trying to force the issue, then it becomes, we become not as an effective team. So this is part of the learning experience for Josh O. But Q, they obviously played to him. They're not guarding some of our guys. And so, like I told our staff just a minute ago, I said, we're like Justin Moore, he's going to have to shoot the open three. And just to relieve some pressure on the defense, because they're just helping off of so many guys, and they're really crowding up to Ben and Quentin, and everyone else are just sagging in the paint. So we're going to have to be able to hit an open shot, and those guys that are just playing off, once we move the ball more open, we got to have our feet set and ready to shoot.
All right, Penn State, they took the lead on that run early in the second half. They would never relinquish it, but at the same time, they never stretched that lead out to something that made you guys terribly uncomfortable. What did you like about your team's defensive effort tonight, and what will be some areas you're looking to address in the coming days of practice?
Well, I just think that we had a couple breakdowns that hurt us. We fell asleep, as I like to say. We were waiting for the bus a little bit. And in some key times, and listen, 23 there, Josh Reeves, he's not a three-point shooter, hits that three to go up 5. We came out of the timeout to go in zone, and we guarded their guys, and the guy, it's kind of one of those make or miss. It's a make or miss game, and the guy I don't know what his percentage was. It was a low percentage. He's in his 20%. He's shooting, I think, from 3-point range, and that's the guy you want shooting, and he drills it and goes up 5. So that was a big possession right there. But we had a couple other ones that did just defensive breakdowns, Andy, that we just didn't complete. And we fought, like, we won the 50-50 ball battle, 13-7. They just, we held them to 26% from 3. They shot 42% from the field. The biggest thing is it comes down, especially on the road and who we're playing, we just can't be turning the ball over in those jailbreak type of situations.
In a larger sense, did you feel like your team handled that road environment well, this being their first time out there?
Listen, I think our guys, really handled themselves at a high level. They did the best they could. This is a first road game. They were a hard-nosed team, and they were the most physical team that we played. And but hey, this is how it's going to be. And I've told everybody, our margin of error is none. And so when you're in possession games, we're not in a situation where we can just overwhelm somebody with talent and just say, hey, we're just going to go. We got 3 guys on the floor that can put us on their back and go get us buckets at any time. We don't have that. So our margin of error just has to be, we got to be nearly perfect, especially in possession games, especially in games on the road or games when you're playing at the competition level that we're